Hi, I'm James Masi.
Hi, I'm Pat.
Hi, my name is Luca.
I'm the owner and founder.
And I'm the co-founder.
And I am head video editor, videographer of Via Masi.
Via Masi.
Via Masi Productions. And this is the road to Masi. My dad was loved by many. Basically, he was the rock, not only of my family, but of his family as well. Basically taking care of everybody, making sure everything's okay. When we were in his presence, we felt secure. We felt that we had a shelter on top of our heads. He would never judge you. He was the type of person to make sure that all the families get together.
We have so many memories since my mom and his dad were brother and sister. As you can imagine, we had a big family of cousins. So every Christmas we would get together in my grandfather's basement and we would have about like 30 people there. And I always will remember my Uncle Tony coming in with a big, huge bag of gifts as if he was Santa Claus.
You always want to maintain that type of tradition, and he was very tradition oriented. As people get older, sometimes it's very hard for them to get together. Whenever there was events, whenever there was get-togethers, he would be the one to call everyone up, making sure that everyone comes, especially with my grandparents as they were getting older. When he did start the company, I believe it was in 2012 at the time, he was retired. My dad always strongly believed in finding better ways, finding new ways, finding innovative ways for people to do things more efficiently in terms of their information systems. That was my understanding of the company at the time.
I have a few memories of him wanting to start up the Via Masi business. He would always talk about it every time we were over for dinner and stuff.
As an entrepreneur, as a business owner, there are so many separate tasks that need to get done on a given day. So if there's certain ways and certain systems that were in place to alleviate the time, it would save a lot of time, but it would also save a lot of money. He was so excited about it. Some nights I would actually be sleeping at 2, 3 in the morning. He would be awake in his office downstairs, trying to find different ways to elevate it, building connections, building networks. So my father was diagnosed with cancer and he was not well. My dad was a very proud man. He was always the first one to help out other people, but when he needed the help, he wouldn't accept the help. So it was very hard seeing him at that type of state and not knowing what I could do to actually help him. And when he did pass, yes, I was working at, I believe, Point Zero at the time. I remember that day like it was yesterday. I got a call from my mom saying that there was a code blue. Getting that news really was very hard for me to, even trying to drive to the hospital was not easy. They were able to revive him, but they said we had to like say our last words within the coming days. So it was very, very hard for me to swallow, especially the fact that he was not only a father to me, he was my best friend. From there, I did not know what to do. I did not know where to go. I lost myself in the process. It's always tough losing a loved one, especially your dad, especially your role model. Not knowing what lies ahead is very scary. And I was at a job that I did not like. I was not happy there. I needed to take kind of time away from everyone. I even went to go see a psychologist, and I needed time to take a step back and really understand what are the priorities in life. I felt lost, and I needed to find a sense of clarity, a sense of vision. And what I ended up doing was I wanted to get away from everything, going up north to Mont Tremblant, which was a spot that I would be doing a lot of outings with my family with. I drove there alone for the weekend, which was very scary. I went to the top of the mountain because that's, for me, I felt I was closest to him. I said, give me a sign. Give me a sign, help me out. When I was going down the gondola, I got a sniff of his smell, his scent. That was kind of my sign. I broke down crying. It was tears of sadness, but also tears of joy as well. That kind of told me that even though he did pass, he's still here present with me every single day in spirit. And that actually gave me the will to have a purpose and push forward. Just a couple of months later, I found the love of my life, my wife, Tessa. And honestly, that was the changing point, kind of the missing piece that I was always looking for in my life. The funny thing is that at that very same mountain that I got the clarity and vision, that's where I actually proposed with my wife. For me, that was a place that stayed true to me and was very sentimental to me, closest to the sky, closest to my dad. My dad created this company. I do not want this company to die. It has so much potential. How can I apply this into my background, which at the time was marketing? I graduated in Concordia, JMSB, major in marketing. And that's when I went out and got a social media marketing certificate.
Several years later, actually, James had called me up after his dad had passed away and wanted to take the business in his own hands. When James wanted to start up a social media company, I believe we did another logo. Initially started the company in 2015. That's crazy to think about. We're getting old. I remember getting together to come up with the concept for the company. And at that time, we were thinking about brewing up something along the lines of a social media management company.
At the time, social media was just starting up here and there. I called up Pat and I said, look, Pat, I'm thinking of re-evolutionizing Via Masi to really target business owners and entrepreneurs to help them with their social media channels. We started looking at logos, looking at branding, and we even started our own social media channel on Instagram. And then after that, I ended up getting another job working as a digital project manager at Mattel. I reached out to the company, said, I want to get certified in project management. I took a course at the time located in Montreal, and it just did not give me the information that I needed in order to pass the exam. Went out, found this guy named Scott Payne. Project management is really not easy, and the exam is very, very hard to understand and grasp. But the way that Scott would explain to it with real life case examples really resonated towards me and really helped me not only pass, but ace the exam. I reached out to Scott. I said, Scott, you have this program that is unlike no other, but it lacks social media presence. I presented to him an offer. He accepted right away. From there, we were basically doing and managing his YouTube channel. I did not know anything about video editing. Then it got to a point that there was so many videos that I said that there must be a better way. You know what? Let me just call up Pat, see what he's been up to, see if this is something that he is still doing. But I knew he did have another job. I believe it was at Valnet.
I got involved in a lot of local businesses. Right as the pandemic happened, unfortunately, I lost my job. Right around that time, James had given me a call, which was really fortunate because I was out of work and I loved video editing. I really wanted to pursue that as a career.
Called him up. I said, Pat, I have this client
Called PM Master Prep.
We have video editing that's needed. Are you interested?
Sends me over the footage. Lo and behold, a couple weeks later, we realized that we were starting a video production and editing firm.
That's kind of how it started. We worked together. We got those types of videos on here and there. There you go. I was working at Mattel as a digital project manager, and I got the call that I was being let go. It's never something that you want to hear, and it's something that I've heard a good 2-3 times already in life. After being let go from Mattel, in terms of Via Masi and our clients, the workload was very light. We didn't have much clients, so it was really all hands on deck and really going on the offense. Going, reaching out, putting yourself out there, getting into networking, talking to people in different industries, fighting not only to support this business, but fighting to support my family. Family is everything to me, just like it was for my dad. This was a risk that I felt worth taking.
And slowly we started getting more and more clients.
And then we got another client, and then another client.
Now, from the first moment that we started working with Via Masi, it was clear like one thing was super clear. They wanted to understand the message that we wanted to get across.
And then luckily Luca came along.
That's when we also reached out to Luca.
So I've been doing video editing for the better half of the entirety of my life. I started when I was around 8 years old, and I've always had a passion for video.
I remember Luca when he was quite young and his mom telling me that he was pursuing a career in video.
I grew this passion alongside my friends, and I used to make sketches pretty religiously. Eventually, that passion ended up growing into a profession.
The funny coincidence is that Luca and I studied at the same college. He's just a couple years younger than me, to his advantage.
After I graduated with my DEC in communications majoring in video production, I ended up doing some professional work. I did some video shoots for clients. I did some events. I even ended up doing 2 music videos total with the band Mercury Messiah. We produced 2 videos for them, me and my friend videographer Peter Tseredis. Quite frankly, I was taken aback after I had produced those videos and didn't even feel like I made them in the first place. I had a little bit of imposter syndrome because I didn't tend to push myself out. And I was incredibly lucky for James to approach me.
We're starting to get overloaded with work for our clients. Lo and behold, that's exactly what Luca specializes in. The good thing about Luca is he also has a very creative eye, but he's also very skilled in not only with regards to the video editing world, but also the videography world. So that added another element to our company, which was not only social media management, video editing, but now video production as well. This captured the all in all from A to Z, what a company needs in order to grow their social media presence. I believe what separates Via Masi from any other production company, we really care about our clients. We do not believe in taking money from other people. Our core objective, our core goal is really to communicate whatever voice our clients have to their audience.
Businesses and creatives out there, their avenue needs to be video because, everyone's on their phones nowadays. Through our storytelling, we're able to capture the best out of our clientele.
Not only do we do the production, the video editing, the direction, so on and so forth, we do the video management to know where your audience is, where you need to be pushing your content, and how you should be pushing it.
My dad's ideology of Via Masi was really to save time on your everyday activities. We have that same type of concept.
I really believe in the foundations of Via Masi, that it is built on family, the legacy of Antonio Masi, James's father, and that he believed in taking care of these companies, saving them all the time possible so that they could likely spend more time with the people that they love. That's what we all want to do at the end of the day, and that's what we're here to do, is to save you the time that you need to free up your daily lives and spend that precious time that you want with your loved ones.
The meaning behind Via Masi, Via means road. The road to a new evolution, the road to new ways to do certain things. And Masi is just our last name that we want to integrate into that heritage. It's all about family, but Via really emphasized new way, new path to do certain things, because a lot of people stay and are one-track minded on one path that's gonna guide them to success, but life is not like that. Life puts you in a whole bunch of different routes, different areas, and that's where we come in. We're here to guide you down the right path.
So my mom was James's aunt. She passed away a couple years ago. She was really proud of James and I. Since we decided to start a business together as a family, she was really, really proud of what we were doing and keeping it within the family. Obviously, she saw us grow up together and be creative together. Upon her final moments, she had told me to continue working with James, and she was really proud of the work that we had done. So it was really nice to have her tell me that and that sentiment to keep the family legacy going and keeping our cousins close together. I'm really proud of the work that we've been doing with Via Masi and to be a part of this company.
The foundation of Via Masi is built on family. Just like we're building our own family, my little girl right here, every client that we do welcome into Via Masi, we treat them as family. And I'm glad and honored to work alongside my own family members in both life and at work.